And this one here in particular, tying into the mail, to which a link to this here very video will be the first of 2 announced addenda. I understand that some of Fix Mundi is ridiculed by other some of Fix Mundi into deluding that oppositing routines are general mass standard issued to the broad populace, when that is not so and has never been so, and for a whole lot of technical reasons cannot ever be so. The reason why I bring this up is because more and more over these recent months on the news, I've been having the impression that a whole lot of the news items are actually an attempt by some elements of Fix Mundi to try and convey to the media exposed public the opposite of what they actually are trying to say, in the wrong belief, oh, we have to do it opposite because they're working with oppositing, so we have to opposite that, and so on and so forth. Chances are very high that at several occasions in the extraction protocol, years back also this one, I allegedly thought thoughts about, oh, one must always do oppositing. That is fucked. From day one, I understood that oppositing is utter madness and it doesn't even work, and it would fizzle practically the second day, even on the individual mind. Now, in the fuckery and the forgery of all extraction protocols, and probably my documents and whatnot that you are being presented, oppositing is being practiced. Yes, and it's very easy to just have, once it's force verbalized, you know, some routine, and I mean on a computer, some routine, run over it and opposite it due to a lookup table. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about some of you Fix Mundi idiots believing that the vast population needs oppositing to get the truth. They don't. Because they don't have oppositing routines in their head. The reason why I brought up oppositing in the original email tonight, 282, I think it is, Verlautbarung, is because some of you fuckers individually have, only pertaining to me and what I say and what I write and what I do, oppositing routines turned on. Not even concerning anything else you say or do or you are else how exposed to. You are being led to believe that oppositing is generally, namely even in your own head, generally active for everything, and you are also there beyond believing that it is on for the broad populace, and that makes some of you do these grotesque little news stories in the delusion that that's what you'd have to do. Let me tell you something. I try to explain this very simplistic to you. It starts with bullshit, and then you think, oh, we must bullshit the bullshit. We must counter bullshit. when you try to fight bullshit with bullshit, what you get is twice the bullshit. Okay? Oppositing is not needed, and it is not practiced out there on the mass level. It ain't. And if you've been good little fuckers and beheld the nice animated GIF that I made for you in the actual 282 Verlautbarung, then even for you the oppositing doesn't even work anymore, because it made proof basically. Okay, but I want to point this out. This one here. And so that I won't have to do another video on that, I did mention in the previous video that I uploaded, where I explained about how it's not clothes that make the man, that there was two other things. One of them I mentioned, and one I said I would do in a later video. I'm going to do this now. They have woven into this all kinds of, into this whole clothes make the man shit. This is off topic now. All kinds of routines around the word dress code. No shit. All of them along made proof, so you needn't worry. The one thing you need to understand though about what they work with dress code is that word part, dress, in dress code is actually hijacked into all kinds of women only kind of things, because dress is being specifically declared as for women only, and you're not wearing the dress if you're a guy, and thus you don't get the code, or you're being made paranoid over the code, blah 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 blah. Okay, because dress code as a word applies to all people. You know, if you have a party with a dress code, the women and the guys are expected to dress in a particular fashion, you know, whatever, you know, smoking and evening dress or whatever, or costume or whatever. So the word dress code actually superficially means boys and girls, but the way they're trying to work this is that if you're not in a dress, you don't get the code, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that was the other thing I meant to bring up, but that also made poop. I just wanted to add this in here, although it's not the topic. The topic here is all of this, which I'm absolutely 100% positively sure that will have been lied and thwarted to you, presented as alleged, well, we retrieved this from his hard disk. If it says something other than what it says here, because this is a printout from what I have on my hard disk, then you've been fucked. Have a nice evening.